Hello, everyone. This is Lydia here. I would like to show you another category of AI tools, which I call information transformation tools. By information transformation, I mean to transform information from one format or one modality to another. For example, to transform text into an audio podcast, transforming text into a video. The example I would like to show you today is NotebookLM, developed by Google. So let's go to NotebookLM. I'll go to the homepage here. So this is the homepage of NotebookLM. You can create new notebook here. You can upload some documents from your local device. You can link your Google Drive to it. You can even just copy paste a website, a YouTube link, or copy paste pure text into the notebook. I'm not going to create a new notebook here because I've already created one for the purpose of this demo. So this is on the left-hand side, you see the sources. So you see I uploaded 4 of my own research articles. The reason I did that is because as the author, I feel I'm in the best position to gauge, for example, the accuracy of the output. And in the chat window, it starts with an overview. You can ask whatever question you have about this text, and Google NotebookLM will draw from the sources you upload to answer your questions. And for example, here I've asked to discuss what these 3 sources say about cross-community knowledge building for sustainability in the larger context of teacher professional development and educational dialogue. And you see the answer it provided, it provide me, it links back to where it got this information. Okay, so on the right-hand side is the studio. Here, you can create audio reviews, video reviews, mind map, or reports. So the audio review is actually a podcast. So it says I've run out of credits. Let me just quickly check that. Okay, on the right-hand side, you see 4 panels of audio review, which is to generate AI podcast, a video review, mind map, or different types of reports. So if you click the 3 dots here, you can actually customize the podcast you're about to create. You can choose the language, English or any other language. I've tried English and Mandarin. The quality is decent for both languages. I was quite surprised. And then in terms of length, you can customize it here, and you can also tell what the AI host to focus on. Okay, if you just generate, it would just generate a default podcast. It usually take a little bit of time, maybe like 3-4 minutes, depending on the length of your documents. So I've already generated one in advance. So I'm just going to show you the audio right here.
They're very real challenges.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into some really critical questions facing education right now. How do we equip the next generation to tackle massive issues like climate change?
Yeah, that's a huge one.
And how can we empower teachers to really connect with every student's unique ideas?
Okay, you see the quality sounds pretty uncanny. It sounds really realistic. So there you can see there's an interactive button here. You can go inside interactive mode, meaning that you can actually join the podcast as someone calling into the podcast. So let's just give it a try.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into some really critical questions facing education.
Oh, hey, our listener wants to join in. What's up?
So the 4 articles you're talking about seem to be dealing with different topics. What are the connection among them?
That's a great observation. You're right, on the surface, they do seem quite different.
Yeah, that's what makes this so fascinating, actually.
We're taking a deep dive into 3 specific studies that were all co-authored by Livio Cao.
And while they cover distinct...
Okay, so you get a gist of what it's like to be in the interactive mode. And it can also generate video overview. Again, you can customize the video overview here. I've generated one in advance, so let's just take a look.
So let's talk about education. What is it really for? Is the goal just to cram our heads full of facts, or is it something much bigger, to get us ready for a future that, let's be honest, we can't even predict?
So without showing the whole audio, you can see it try to get some highlights from the article I've shared.
Margona? And
And for example, here it give a timeline of one of my research. Okay, so what do I think about these? It looked very impressive at the get-go. I think it's really good for an overview. If you just want to get an overall big idea of an article. So from the audio and video it generated, I had a listen of these output. There's no really big flat errors that I identify. Like it's just really, really wrong. There's nothing really, really wrong about them factually. But I do notice there are a couple of small errors. It doesn't really change the big picture, but those are minor mistakes that the AI have made. And I've also noticed with this big overview, a lot of time it really lacked the nuances that sometimes I try to convey in my article. Again, it stayed at a very big picture level. So it definitely doesn't replace, for example, active reading or dialogue reading of students themselves really, diving into the to the source themselves. So that's my quick thoughts about those. And because it's AI generated, each time you generate an audio or video, um, um, it's there's certain randomness to it. So it's not always going to be the same. For example, I noticed the opening question of the audio is different the second time I generated the podcast. Okay, let's just take a quick look at the mind map function. So you see when you click on it, it's generating the mind map. So we're not going to wait for that. I've generated one before. These are based on three sources. Initially, I only uploaded three sources. So you can see these are the three articles I've written. If you click on one, it will automatically generates a question here and discuss what the sources say about this. So it's trying to kind of bring these three different sources under the overarching theme of teacher professional development, educational dialogue, even though I don't think it's entirely true. For example, this article is not really about teacher professional or educational dialogue. Anyways, you can see it creates this map of this article, kind of this kind of signpost of what this article is about. For example, you can is almost having a campus when you are reading. For example, here maybe I really want to focus on how the data was analyzed. So you can see here, I've used natural language processing, semantic network analysis, temporal analysis, and you can use this kind of navigate a research article as a different way of reading than reading a research article from the beginning to the end. Okay, so that's everything I want to show you about this tool. What do I think about this tool overall? I think it looks very impressive, definitely for information transformation, to transform the information from one format to another. But if you remember, these three learning paradigms I have showed during the PD session. There's learning as knowledge acquisition, learning as participation, and learning as knowledge creation. So far, despite the impressiveness of this tool, it still stays within the paradigm of learning as knowledge acquisition. You're giving this AI tool a number of different sources and trying to digest the information in a different way. It hasn't moved on learning as participation or learning as knowledge creation. So it definitely has a limitation on its own. And I would love to see how you creatively use this tool for your learnings and teaching. So thank you for watching.